It's October and we are going to practice the skill of counting on. So their goal is I know +1 or +2 more when added to any number that adds up to 10. So we're going to warm up with chop. That's going to be with 7 cubes. I like to call it chop. It's just a better name than what's behind my back. They might already play this within their center time, but this gives you a really good idea if they've got it or not, specific students. So again, you put it right behind your back, they say chop, and you show an amount and they have to figure out what's behind your back. Very simple. Play maybe 1 round with each student or 2 rounds with each student. It's just a quick warm up to get their brains thinking and decomposing. Next thing we're going to try is a game called How Many to 10, and it's quick. So all you're going to do is put out a 10 frame for them, and they have to tell you how many they need to make it be 10. So if this is 5, they should say 5 because they need 5 more. This is going to be building up to making pairs with 10 with just numeral cards. So we're just getting them used to this. If you can feel out your group, you might want to start with friendlier ones, like, the ones like 10. They need 0 to make 10. Or I would start with those numbers that are higher, like the 9s, because it's easy to see how many to make 10. Then as the month progresses, you can start to do the harder ones. So like if there's a 3 out, then you should see them starting to try to think about like 5 and 2. 5 and 2 is 7. Hopefully these start to become a bit more automatic, but this will be harder than it will be to have out one like this. So you can kind of differentiate as you go or as the month continues. So again, that's a real quick one, maybe 1 or 2 rounds per person. And then you get to the fun part, teaching the idea of counting on. So you should have some frogs in your kit, and you'll also have some number paths and then also a number line. So we're going to start with number paths because it's early in the school year. This is a new skill. They have not had this skill in kindergarten. So each student would get a number path. And then what we're going to do is say, everyone gets a frog, and let's just practice with 7 plus 2. So you can display the card, or you can just say 7 plus 2 more. So everyone would put their frog on a 7. And then what you're going to do is talk to them about the concept of saying 7, 8, 9. And that way they know 7 and 2 more is counting on to get to 9. This is pretty much going to be used just for +1 and +2. You could do +3. I'm not sure I would do +3 because then they start to do it for +4 and +5. But if you want, you can pull out of this, has all the +1s, some +2s, and I like that it's flipped around. So you can have anything like, even if it's 2 + 4, that's also counting on because we want them to start with the 4. So I would pull out any +1s, even +0s, because that will be cute for them to put it on 8 and say, count on. And there's no way to count on because it's just 0. So pull those out, obviously not these. I was going to avoid the +3s for now. And then what you can do is just have each student have a number path and then set the card in front of them and ask them to solve. So if you have 5 + 1, show me what that would look like on the frog, with the frog. It'd be 5, 6. So you want them to make sure they pause with that first number and then +1 more. They have seen these flashcards a little bit in kindergarten, but for the most part, you're just going to put those out and have them solve by using the counting on strategy. That will be helpful when they get to higher numbers in 2nd grade. And then what you're checking for is with your flashcards, pull out all the ones that are +1, +2, and check that at the end of the month to make sure that they have got that strategy. They can also do the trick that I've taught before where they hold that number in their mind if they don't have a number path in front of them. So they hold it in their brain, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8. So you just teach that skill as much as possible the entire month. And that's it for October.